Libra, welcome to your hopes, fears, and reality spread. As per usual, you can click right on that description box below, and it will talk about the significance of the spread as well as the placement of each card. With that being said, let's roll. So, Libra, it looks to me like you are hoping to let go of the steering wheel for just a moment. You know, you've been pushing through and picking up the pieces and balancing out all these different energies for so long. You're looking forward to a little bit of a break from that. You're looking forward to stepping away. Yeah. It's going to feel good not to be the person who calls the shots, even if it's just for a short time, maybe just because the weekend's here or something like that. But taking a little bit of time for you and stepping away from all the crazy is helpful. In the fear category, you are actually worried about not being there to make those calls. So it sounds to me like I'm talking to a Libra who has a lot of responsibilities. So you've made a plan, or you're hoping to be able to let go of some of these responsibilities, but it's hard for you to do so because you feel like you feel like you don't trust other people to make these decisions in your absence. Okay. And Libra, I kind of feel like I'm tapping into a specific energy because I think 2 readings ago I did reading for you that was about overthinking and overcorrecting. And the last read that I did for you, I referenced that one as well. So if you go to the playlist, once I'm done uploading these videos, I'm going to reorganize the playlist. If you go to the playlist, you can look at Libra and you can do the most current read backwards. So those last 2 will be the top 2 in that playlist. So if this resonates with you really deeply, you might want to check those out. So very, very quickly, back to the hopes. You're hoping to let go of the reins, but you don't trust the people in place to pick up that spot if you do let go of the reins. So you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. The reality of the situation is you are focused very much on all the things of the past. Okay? You feel like nobody has given you enough attention, or maybe you haven't made time to be able to explain the expectations of what would happen if you are not there. Do you see what I mean? You haven't had time to coach or mentor the people around you to be able to fill in that gap with you not there. And this happened to you in the past. You know, you thought you had it, but people didn't understand what was needed of them, and then you stepped away and something bad happened, and you haven't fully recovered from that mentally. You keep thinking, but if I step away, all this will go wrong. But what you're not looking at, because this is also in your reality, yes, in the past, things didn't always work out the way that they intended to. But there's a sense of adaptability, not only in your energy, but the energy around you, okay? The Queen of Wands is a very interesting character because she's a bit of a performer. She wears a mask, but she doesn't do it to hide her true self. She does it to adapt to her environment. When she recognizes, okay, a change needs to be made, she, 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 is the change she wants to see in the world. She's the first person to start making that change and moving forward, and then getting everybody else to go with. She wears a mask in order to adapt in an environment, whether it be politically or emotionally. She decides who she's going to be, and then she becomes that person. So yes, she's a bit of a performer, but she does it out of authenticity for the goals that she wants in the future, not to hide who she was in the past or pretend like she's somebody different in the present. So she becomes who she wants to be in the future. You have that power. You've learned it. And other people around you have it too. You just need to trust in them. The reality of the situation is you're still gathering information in regards to what would happen if you stopped reflecting on the past and stopped being the one who has to have their hands, because this card can be about strategy. This is like, okay, if I can let go of the past and I can let go of the worry of the future, if I can sever the ties between worrying about the future because I think the past is going to repeat itself, is that enough for me to move forward with these new ideas and be able to take the time out that I need for myself? Is it? Because if you don't, you might miss the opportunity. If you're focused too much on the past, see how he's looking at these empty cups and he doesn't see this one divine cup being handed to him? This card can often be about a missed opportunity because you're too focused on the past. So if you can drop your walls and not focus on the past, you might be able to look up and see this opportunity. I have a friend of mine who's a lifelong Army tell me that when you're up to your shoulders in muck, all you can see is the muck. Because that's what you're worried about. All of the things that go wrong. It takes a certain type of person to look away from the muck and just accept that there's going to be muck, to look up above them and see if there's a branch that they can pull themselves out with. You don't think you have a branch to reach to because you're too focused on the muck. So Libra, can you look up? Can you let go and trust? I believe it was Alan Watts. I've been quoting Alan Watts a lot lately. But I'm going to find a link to one of his speeches and put it in the bottom here. I think there's I'll just find something that has the specific portion that I'm looking for. But he talks about letting go of control in order to actually accept it. And there are some things that you have to be able to step away from and inevitably trust that what happens will happen and that it's going to be okay. So I'm going to find that link and I'm going to put it in there. But that's what I'm going to leave you with on this, because I feel like if you keep focusing on everything that could go wrong, not only are you holding yourself down from thinking about the things that could go right, but you're sending that energy out to the people that you're responsible for. That nothing that they can do is right if you walk away. So it might be a little bit of self-sabotage being in this mind frame and having to have your hand on every little thing all the time, Libra. It's going to do you a lot of good to let go of the reins every once in a while. But it seems like you have a trust issue with the group that you're surrounded with if you do. I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I will see you guys next week.